Hello and welcome to LDC CoreTools demonstration video number 4. In this screencast, we will look at powerful different ways CoreTools can be used to allow teachers and coaches to collaborate to create the best possible modules. In particular, we'll explore how CoreTools allows for collaboration in real time. For a general introduction to CoreTools, please see demo video number 1 on our website along with videos for other specific topics. Let's start with a quick review of how collaboration and sharing settings are accessed for a module. From the Teacher Workspace page, I hover over one of my modules to bring up the collaboration button. Once I press that and click it, it will bring up the collaboration settings. Also though, inside of a module, I can bring up collaboration settings from the drop-down at the very top, or where I change authors or specify authors, it automatically brings up the collaboration and sharing settings here. Regardless of where I access the collaboration settings, once I've brought them up, I can easily give my colleagues access to my module and adjust their sharing settings here, much the way one would do in the Google Docs environment. I've already added a few users to this module. Some can just view, some are also editors, and some can comment, and I can add additional collaborators down here by typing in the name of other CoreTools users and specifying their privileges here. I can also specify whether I want any of these collaborators to be listed as authors on the byline of the module along with myself by just checking the box right there. And lastly, if I decide I want to make this module public so any LDC CoreTools user can find it in the public module library, I would just click here, and that would give anyone access to just get a view-only copy of it from the library. And I could also copy the hyperlink up here and send it to somebody so they could directly access that copy of the module. But we're more concerned right now with our actual collaborators, people who can edit or comment the module as listed here. So I'll just click Save, and all these people will have privileges to edit or comment on my module. So to show you more about collaboration, how it really works, let's take a look at my module collection here, and let's go to a module that I didn't create, one that I do not own, but another user has shared me on it as a collaborator. So I'm going to click on that module that my colleague owns. It opens it up in the Collaborative Module Designer. So since that owner and author of the module has shared me as an editor, I'm able to go in to any fragment throughout the module and make any changes that I want. I can edit and save changes everywhere. So my collaborator will be able to see all these changes that I make throughout the module if they open up the module themselves, and vice versa. I would see any changes that they make as they save changes in the module as well. If I were only given access by my collaborator here to just view the module, I wouldn't get the opportunity to even click edit on any fragments anywhere throughout the module. It would all be in read-only mode without the option to edit. If I were given access to just comment, I could always leave comments and be able to save those comments to the module, but I would not be able to make any edits. But let's take a look at what it would be like if I have permission to comment and how that works. So I can use the CoreTools comment functionality to leave comments all across the module. There are these little speech bubbles spread out all across the module at every single fragment in every section of the module. So once again, it looks a little bit like a Google Docs-like environment where it allows users to leave comments. And let's first take a look at a comment up here that my colleague left. So you can see the types of comments someone might leave. There's all kinds of uses, but the functionality generally allows for teachers and coaches to suggest edits and provide an ongoing dialogue about improving the module without actually changing the module itself. And they run in comment threads, so I can respond to this comment directly. And that comment will be saved to that part of the module's commenting function, and my collaborator will be able to see that comment, and he can respond back, and it can go back and forth on as long as we wish. Next, let's see how CoreTools collaboration functionality works in real time. So up here at the top right corner of the screen, you're going to see anytime a collaborator is in the module at the same time as you, an icon will appear to indicate that a collaborator is also in the module at the exact same time. It's much like, again, Google Docs in this sense, and right now I do see that someone just joined my module, can hover over, and now I know that my collaborator is in the module at the same time as me. So we can collaborate and make changes and make comments in real time, and we'll see each other's changes. So perhaps the first thing I can show is leaving a comment that my colleague, well, we can look at a comment that my colleague's already left, and I've responded to once. Now, if I just leave my comments open right here for this, perhaps we're, whether we're in the same building or across the country from each other wanting to discuss what the work we're doing on this part of the module is, he could leave another comment right now in real time and I'll just see it pop up. So watch. So once he enters his comment, it pops up in real time. And the same would happen if I leave another comment back. He will see that comment pop up in real time. So now let's look at ways in which multiple collaborators can edit a module in real time in addition to just commenting. And once again, it's the way that CoreTools functions is that I'll be able to see the changes happen as they're happening when my collaborators are making those changes, whether or not I am the one who is the owner of the module. As long as I'm in the module and I have privileges to edit it, I'm going to be able to see my collaborators' changes. So let's go down here to text. We already see my collaborators left a comment here. I might comment back. But what we're going to do is use text as an example of real-time editing, even though real-time editing can happen in any fragment of any type throughout the module. We'll just use this as an example. So the text section, of course, is where we specify and add which text our students will be reading. So what I already know that my colleague is in the module, and maybe he and I are going to be collaborating on adding text, figuring out what we want our students to read. Maybe we've discussed this a little bit already. So if my colleague is in that fragment, is in the text section of the module, and is making changes to that section, I'll be alerted to this if I myself then go and try to also make edits to that section. So we're going to see in just 1 second what that looks like. So let's click edit. It says right here, being edited by, and then my collaborator's name. So this will happen in any fragment when I go to edit it if my colleague is also currently trying to edit that section. This might alert me to simply not edit the section for now and come back to it. I'll just close out of it because I know my colleague is working on it. Otherwise, maybe I'm urgently trying to let him know that I want to make some changes, so I can contact him and let him know that so that I can do some work in this part. But there are still some fail-safes in place to make sure that if we are both making edits at the same time, that we're alerted to this fact so no one's going to lose their work. But first, let's just close out of that fragment while my colleague is still in there. And what we're going to see is once he saves the fragment, once he is done editing, in real time you're going to see on my screen the edits, the changes he made pop up. So we see here now suddenly there is a reading packet present in the text section. I didn't add it, my colleague did, and I can view it. I can open up what he linked there. I can go in, I can edit and make changes to it. But again, whether it's text being added, standards being changed, text of the background or mini tasks or anything being added, if a collaborator is making these changes, I will see those changes happen in real time. So let's just lastly close out by just showing you how CoreTools ensures that no one user's work will get overwritten by another user who is currently in the module at the same time. So I'm going to start by, I'm going to decide to make some edits to this fragment now. So I'm going to go in and start adding a text. There's a file I want to upload. And I've added that text. And while it's uploading, if I'm in there making those changes, if my colleague goes in and is also trying to make some changes to that fragment, again, I'm alerted right here that he's in there trying to make those changes. And if he actually goes and saves his changes while I'm still in there, I get an additional alert that tells me someone else has modified this section since I started editing. I can either save or overwrite his changes. I can save my own changes and overwrite his, or I can cancel and accept his. So I'm just going to click save. I'm going to say I want to keep my work here. It alerts me one last time that my colleague has tried to make changes at the same time. So again, I could say, okay, I'm going to accept their changes and my changes will be gone, or I can overwrite their changes and save my own, which is what I'm going to do here. These failsafes for real-time collaborative editing of the module exist in every single fragment of the module, which ensures that CoreTools allows my colleagues and I to edit a module together in real time, whether we're in the same room or across the country from each other, without the danger of losing any of our work. That should be enough to help you understand how CoreTools enables real-time collaboration. Please see our other videos for help with additional topics, and thanks for watching.